If you're looking for a city that has old world charm with modern conveniences, is a foodie and wine paradise, all while being extremely affordable and safe, you have to visit Tbilisi, Georgia. Hey, I'm Kent, and I just got back from my second time visiting Tbilisi, Georgia. And this time it seriously made me consider moving there myself. So why should you visit or consider moving to Tbilisi? First of all, it's the high quality of life. The food, the wine, the walkability, how safe it is, everything in between is just incredible. Let's get into the food, because the food culture and food scene in Georgia is unreal. I think it's a foodie paradise, and if you like eating relatively healthy, this is such a great place to come and visit. Especially for me, someone who doesn't like a ton of fried food, there's so many options here. It looks so simple and plain. Everything is so flavorful, especially the ketchupuri. You look at this cheese boat, the video just does not do it justice at all. I mean, you have this incredibly rich and tangy, kind of like sourdough boat filled with this awesome curdy, tangy cheese as well, with an egg yolk and butter. And it just blows your mind how good it is. And then the king kalis are fantastic as well. You have these doughy, juicy dumplings filled with broth. I, of course, got the beef king kali all the time, and they're so filling. You bite in, just drink all this super rich and flavorful broth, and then you eat the rest of the doughy dumpling around the meat, and it all just goes together so well. Of course, you can't talk about Georgia without talking about its wine. It claims to be the birthplace of wine, and truly it has one of the oldest remnants of wine culture anywhere in the world. You have these ancient grapes and vineyards there that have been produced for thousands of years, and honestly, the new wave of natural wine is making a huge renaissance in Georgia as well. And so they have these extremely old world production styles and this new wave of natural wine going on. And the wine is just so affordable. So many restaurants have their own family vineyard. And so you order like their family red in a liter, and it's just like $6 to $10 US. And one of the greatest things about living pretty central in Tbilisi is everything is walkable. You have modern amenities. I had my gym, my cafe, malls with tons of great clothing, vintage shopping. Everything is just nearby. I mean, I would walk downstairs of my apartment, and right outside was a guy with a fruit stand, and we do most of our shopping for cheese and fruit and veggies there, and then turn the corner and there's the bread guy and get the fresh baked bread. I loved eating this one loaf of bread with lobio, which is like stewed beans inside. Oh my gosh, it was like a bean burrito every morning, and it cost 30 cents US, 40 cents maybe. Man, it was so good. And then if you want to visit the more upscale neighborhoods, you go over to Vake, and there's high rises, there's fancier restaurants. It really is choose the type of life you want to live. And what I love is just going out and walking across all these different neighborhoods, seeing everybody dresses so well, and actually cares about how they look when they go out. And it's just really living life to its fullest, in my opinion. Now, if you're a remote worker or a business owner, you should really consider relocating and being a digital nomad in Georgia. It has extremely low taxes, a really strong and growing real estate market, but you can buy residency as long as you spend, I believe currently it's $100,000 US or more invested into real estate, and you'll get residency that you can renew each year. And you're kind of at a central location for traveling in other parts of Europe and Asia for a lot less than what it would be coming from the US. So what are some things that I don't like about Tbilisi? Well, for me, one of the things that I didn't love all the time, and I really felt this both times I was there, is kind of the grungy dirtiness of the city. In general, there's graffiti everywhere. And for me, I don't like that. I would rather have a clean city. Of course, there are beautiful areas, there are parks, there's Old Town. There are some areas that don't have this, but all in all, there's graffiti everywhere. And I just wish that weren't the case. That would be something that, if I could wave a wand, that'd be fantastic to clean that up. If you look on the news or you look online, it's gonna seem extreme. I felt very safe the whole time I was there. I'll even show video of me walking past where they have, the fireworks and demonstrations and the SWAT at night. I was walking past during the day with my family, totally safe. Never thought once about safety while I was there. Another thing worth considering is the political unrest right now. Of course, I was there during the height of the demonstrations and the protests, and no, it is nothing like what you see on TV or in the news at all. We were out in the evenings, kind of like while people were gathering, and felt perfectly safe. In general, I didn't see a lot of young families where I was staying. I definitely saw children at school, but in general, like, people weren't out and about as young families like I was. I think that could be a challenge of finding, people at the same stage of life as you if you are a young family. It seemed like there was a big progressive countercultural movement there, especially with the young people. In general, it was just a very politically charged environment while I was there. It seemed like, with what's going on in the war, in Georgia having, Russia occupy some territory there, it definitely was obvious that politics and the demonstrations were something that people are thinking about and are very vocal about there. So those are some general pros and cons, but let's get into actually getting to Tbilisi and what you need to know once you get there. So let's talk about language. Really, all I ever used was English while I was there. I didn't use a translation app even once. Every time I spoke with somebody, I just indicated that I was an English speaker, and most people spoke really good English. And then in terms of accommodations, I just went through Airbnb every single time and I've had 0 issues. People are super accommodating. The last guy we rented from, he helped us carry all of our luggage upstairs. He helped clean the place when we were leaving. If you're staying there for a longer period of time, you might meet somebody that owns a flat or has a connection to somebody to go off Airbnb, and you'll save about 20% doing it that way. Let's talk about the currency exchange, because that by far has to be one of the biggest advantages of living or visiting in Tbilisi, because for the most part, everything is about 1/3 of the USD. So something that might cost you $18 in the US is going to be $6 in Tbilisi. I think Tbilisi just has so much to offer for how far the dollar goes, how incredible the natural wine and food is there, how walkable and safe it is. And if you're considering visiting, it's definitely worth experiencing firsthand. Lastly, I'm putting a link in the description of my Google guide that I put together the 2 times I was in Tbilisi, of all of my favorite restaurants, all of my favorite spots to go to, so it'll give you something to do when you visit. The next video I'm putting out there is going to break down every cost associated with living in Tbilisi, from ultimate budget to extreme luxury and everything in between. Subscribe so you don't miss it.